Okay, good morning, everybody. Today we start our Fearless Challenge. I am so excited. We're going to have a week-long learning all about Fearless and how we can take the scary out of using our oils and how to change some of the things that we're doing every day in our life, because sometimes it gets really hard to know exactly what to do, and we kind of get overwhelmed and we start looking at all the bottles sitting there, or we look at the product guide and we start getting really confused, or we look on the virtual office and we go, there's too many things to choose from. Where do I even begin? So I know that that can be a daunting experience sometimes. So we're going to take all the scary out of it, and we are going to take it step by step, very, very simply. Now, first, before we get started, I want to tell you, if you do not have one of these little books, let me know and I will send you a little book, because it is the greatest thing ever. It tells you everything that you need to know. It has a little checklist of, as you're going through and you're learning more, that you can be able to mark off the things that you've learned so far in the different areas. Now, we're not going to cover every single area this week, but we're going to cover a lot of just getting started, beginning to make those little small changes that we need to make every day to begin to have a healthier life. If you are feeling overwhelmed just in general with life, if you're tired and you just don't have any energy, these are going to be great tips for you. This is going to help you to get started moving in a good direction, and everybody needs that. We all need that. Now, in the back of the book, now some of you may have the older version. It does not have the little purple at the top. If it's just a plain book, it's still the same thing. Nothing has much changed a whole lot as far as the information is concerned. It's the same. The only thing that's different is that now in the back, in the old book has just each challenge like throughout the book, but now in the back it has the challenges in the back, so it's easy for you to go and mark off each challenge as you do them. And then it also has a checklist of all of the classes that you've taken, like if you've gone through a regular oils class, a thieves class, Ningxia, and CBD. So that way you get all of the information of all the different things. You have a wide variety of everything. So as you learn more and you mark off each thing, then you can say, okay, now I'm learning more about each area and how to help keep my body healthy all the way around. It also has an Essential Rewards checklist, how to help you get started on Essential Rewards, why it is great, and what makes it so wonderful and sets you apart. So like, for example, it shows down here like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, and 5 years of how much you can save by just being on Essential Rewards, because you're going to get points back that you can get free product with, and you're going to get free products when you order at certain levels. So like this month, a $300 order, my $300 order, I get almost $300 worth of free stuff too. It's like $292 or something worth of free stuff. So that's huge. I mean, like basically you're getting $600 worth of stuff for $300. So huge savings when you do it that way. So and some people will say, well, I don't need anything. I don't ever not need anything. So like, if I am good on the oil, I've always got supplements that I have to have. I've always got Ningxia. I've always got, like I love the Balance Complete, because it's just a drink and you mix it with milk. It's simple and it's great for breakfast. It's easy to grab and it tastes really, really good. Then you have 3 months of Essential Rewards orders. So like you could do month 1 like 100 PV, 190, 200, and 300. So you can write down what your wish list is and what you're working on. If you've got some major things that you're trying to work on, you really need to be on ER, because if you're trying to think about changing some of your lifestyle, we're going to really talk about a lot of that as we go through the book in just a little bit. But as you're going through, you've got to think about your family as a whole. You know, right now we're in the middle of Corona, and as crazy as it is, and as annoying, like don't hurt anybody's feelings, but I mean, I know it's real. I get that it's real, and I understand completely. But at the same time, I feel like there's so many things that we need to be looking at as a whole, not just one thing of corona. I get that we don't understand it completely, and I understand that. But do we really truly understand cancer? No. Do we understand that 169,000 people are dying every single day of cancer, and it's within our control? Do we get that? Do we get that 1 in every 3 women will have cancer? Or 1 in 5 men will have cancer by the age of 60? I don't think that we're putting all of these numbers together, and it infuriates me that we're more worried about one little thing that has just all of a sudden popped up when we've had years and years and years of people dying every single day. People are going to die every day. I get that 40 people are dying every day of corona. That's horrible. In just Alabama, I get that. That's horrible. It is sad. But just in Alabama, there's over 100 people dying every day of cancer. That's because of the things that we're putting in our body, putting on us, the things that we're holding on to that we will not let go of, that's in our bodies that we have control over. We have decisions to make. We have huge decisions to make. We've got to make them, and we've got to help our friends to understand that they have a choice. We have a choice every single day of what we put on our bodies, what we put in our kids, what we put in our homes every day. Now, I'm not saying that we have to go out and throw every single thing out of our house today. I'm talking about long-term, making swaps, doing the swaps, like when you run out of shampoo, like you know that you've got shampoo right now. Well, go ahead and order a bottle of shampoo that's going to be good, that does not have the nasty stuff in it. Go ahead and order it today so that when your bottle of shampoo runs out, you've got good stuff there. And then your next month order, you may want to try some body wash. Or go ahead and swap out your body wash and your shampoo. Go ahead and get those kind of things together. Toothpaste. Now, I was laughing earlier because I've used Thieves toothpaste for quite some time. I hadn't really thought about toothpaste. I mean, like, I don't sit and stare at the toothpaste container. I do not really. I mean, I hear things. I know fluoride's not good for us, but we use it. It's in our water and in the toothpaste, whatever. You know, I've really not sat and just studied it and really thought about it a whole lot. Now, a while ago, I was trying to find in my book the picture that I had yesterday, and now I can't find it again. Hopefully, I can find it. But I was sitting there laughing, you know, that I do things just because I knew I wanted to swap things out. I just do things. I wanted to swap out all of my bathroom things. So, of course, one of those things with toothpaste. Now, like I said, I've not really paid attention to why until yesterday. So I'm looking up something else. I wasn't even looking up toothpaste. And see, now I can't even find it. Like, that's the craziest thing ever. But in my big desk reference, it's talking about toothpaste and what makes Young Living's toothpaste so amazing. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Until I start reading what is in our regular toothpaste. And there are actual particles that are rather large that actually is chipping off the enamel off of our teeth, which of course we cannot change because our teeth don't grow enamel back. So like, this is toothpaste. Like, this is granules. This is the what's it called? Zinc something. Where'd it go? Zinc oxide is this one up at the top. So it's a lot smaller. So it's not as damaging to your teeth. That's what Young Living puts in their toothpaste. These are all, well, let's see. This one, C, is a popular toothpaste that has particle sizes larger so large that a single grain nearly fills up the entire image. So like that's almost one particle under a microscope. That's crazy. This, as you can see, there's tons of little particles, tons in one little thing, so it's much smaller. And then these are really large. See how big those are? And that's in your mouth, that's on your teeth, and it's messing up the enamel on your teeth. I mean, like, I about died. I was like, that is so horrible, you know, and we don't realize. We do things because we've always done them. We don't know any different, and we just do it. But when we use things that are good, like they're in the Thieves toothpaste, simple things, like it does not have sodium lauryl sulfate. That is really horrible stuff. Like, so we don't want that in our toothpaste, but it is in our toothpaste. So like in the Thieves toothpaste has Thieves, the essential oil blend, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, lemon, clove, and then coconut oil, peppermint, stevia extract, and that's it. I mean, like, that's it. Not a whole bunch of gunk, not a bunch of bad stuff. It's very good for everything. Like, I've loved it. Like, my tooth over here sometimes is really sensitive, and that's one of the things that I figured out, that Thieves really helps that sensitive tooth. And I don't have any problems with it. So think about those things. Think about, this is your home. Do you want your child to have that same, like, Corona, yes, is bad, but we've got bigger fish to fry. I mean, like, I want you to really think about the fact that right now we're pouring Clorox and Lysol all through our homes. What is that doing to your body? What's that doing to your kids' bodies? You're putting that out there. You're putting it to where they're breathing it all the time. It's lowering your ability to be able to fight off other things. It's actually taking the good bacteria away, which is not good. Like, we need some of that. The good bacteria fights the bad bacteria. We don't want to get rid of the good. We're also, because of all the chemicals and everything that's in it, it's keeping you, like, once you start going and trying, like, you need an antibiotic, your body's going to be less likely to be able to use that antibiotic the way it needs to be used, because now you've got all these other chemicals in your body. The chemicals are, and the toxins are what causes different types of cancers, some of the different types of cancers. So you're not doing yourself any good. We have already seen huge amounts of, like, where we've put nasty stuff onto our, like the weed killer and stuff on our yards, and then that, of course, it rains, all of that seeps down into the water, and then that gets into the streams, and fish are having adverse effects, and they're getting overloaded with xenoestrogen because of all the chemicals. The estrogen, the xenoestrogen, which is fake estrogen, is being shoved into all of our bodies, into our kids' bodies. This is why we're seeing so many, like, it could be in the form of our kids developing way too fast. It could be in boys getting, like, developing breasts when they should not be, or girls starting their periods before they should. Like, so many different things that are caused by this fake estrogen that is being thrust into our bodies from these different chemicals. This is not good. These are not things that we need to continue to do for our families. And Young Living is extremely, extremely, like, over the top, like, wants to make sure that everything is completely pure and that there is nothing added to anything that's going to be damaging. Now, there are some things, like, since I started Young Living almost 7 years ago, and there's been several things that, as that things come to light, they'll think, you know, they thought, okay, this thing was safe. It seemed safe at the time. They've done lots of research and realized, okay, this thing, not necessarily bad, but we do have a better choice, so we're going to change this particular ingredient out for this other thing because it seems to be better. They're constantly going back and researching and making sure that the things that are in their products are the best thing that they have available to put in it, the healthiest thing. That they're not adding wood chippings like they do in some of the other like over-the-counter vitamins and things like that, which they do. It's insane. The stuff you're not getting when you go to the store and you get a supplement, you're only getting a very small portion of the actual supplement. You're getting a lot of these additives and things like that within the supplement, and that's not good. So we don't want to do that. We want to increase our ability to do better things. When we know better, we do better. So we want to think about what we're actually doing for our families every single day and helping them to make the best choices that we can in everything. My desire and my goal for our group is to have balance. Like, I know that we cannot physically change out every single thing in our home across the board. There are always going to be those things that, slip through the cracks, or that we just can't change. Some things that are just going to have to kind of be there, but we can make changes where we can. We want to at least try and do better and help our families to be better. For a long time, I really didn't understand, and I think that's why now I'm just kind of like, oh my word, people need to know, because for the longest time, I really, truly did not understand the whole, what, it's chemicals. Chemicals are in everything. There's really not much we can do about it. Our foods are, we're going to die of something, so why even care? Why even bother? Because we're going to die. Everybody's going to die. And so, for a long time, I just kind of, did my thing and didn't worry about it, because I'm like, everybody's going to die. But the more we can reduce down using some things and change out the way that we do some of the things, it's going to make a big difference in our bodies. And long term, it's really going to set us apart physically and mentally all the way around. Because the longer that you make these choices and you begin to become aware of the choices that you're making every day, then you see, oh, I could make this better choice. This is something else I could do that's going to be a little bit better. This could be a little bit more, we're on the side of good, not just randomly picking a food, but picking something that's a little healthier. We can't change the fact that we have to go out to eat sometimes, or that we go to a fast food restaurant. That's fine. I'm not saying, everything you do has to be clean, but we want to make the best choices we can as we can make them. And this is one of the ways that we can do that. Okay, we'll fix it. Just a second. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. Oh my goodness. So, why do we choose Young Living over anything else? For one thing, just like I'm talking about with so many chemicals and so many different things, oils are the same way. Young Living uses only the best, only the purest of everything. They do not add anything to their oils or to the supplements. They do not add a bunch of, when they're distilling all of the oils, they do not use solvents. They put the plants into the distiller and they put it on a low temperature. They allow it to naturally pull out the oil and to do what it needs to do on its own without upping the pressure and making it do it quickly and not adding solvents. The solvents actually help to pull the oil out faster. They do not do that. The solvents are not good for you as a person, so they're not going to do that. So they just pull it out, let it pull out naturally. They separate the oil and the water. The water they keep and actually put the water back onto the plants that are growing out in the field. And then they take the oil and they bottle it. That is all they do. It's that simple. Very, very simple. They spend a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort in making that irrigation system work to where all of that, the water off of the oil goes back onto the plants, which is huge. And then they weed by hand every single plant. Other places don't do that. They don't take those links. They don't take the effort in doing those things because it costs a lot more money. But Young Living wants to make sure that everything, that by the time it gets to you, that it's going to have those medicinal properties that it needs to have to work to do the things it's going to be able to do. When you go buy something from Walmart or from Target or something like that, those particular oils, you don't know how many times they've been distilled. They may have been distilled 50,000 times. Who knows? It may have been distilled twice. Who knows? It may be the first distillation, but you don't know that. But at the same time, it still has solvents or oil or alcohol or something added to it. It's not just a pure oil. It only has to have 5% oil in order for it to be called therapeutic. It does not have to have all oil in there. So they can charge $10 a bottle and still make a very pretty profit, even though they may have distilled it 5 or 6 times. So think about what you're getting. Think about, do your research and pay attention to which companies or how they're actually doing their products. There are a couple of other companies out there that do very good at making sure that they pull out the oil that's distilled just exactly right, and they're doing really good, and they've got organic grounds that they're working with, and that's huge and that's great. They just don't have near the amount of oil like Young Living does. I mean, we've got over 600 different products. But as we go through the week, we're going to talk about how to maneuver through each one of those things, because it is really hard, because there are a lot of supplements that, which supplement do I need? Which one's going to be better? Which oil is better? Because it seems like these do the same thing. And that's one thing, when I first started, there was, and I hear this a lot. I hear a lot of people, oh, the oil that I really love is out of stock. And then they'll get really aggravated because they're like, oh, I need some more of this and it's out of stock. Well, we went through a Valor. Oh my goodness. Valor was my most favorite. It was so awesome. It still is my favorite. I love it. Well, when I first started, they had a Valor crisis. Like it went away. And we did not have Valor for a really, really long time. And it took a while for them to grow new trees and to actually buy a farm that would sustain the amount. Because like when I first started, like the company grew 300% in the first 2 or 3 months that I had started. And it was insane. They had never seen that kind of growth. They were not expecting that kind of growth. And so then they had to learn how to up the game. Like they had to come up with a plan. So they had to go buy another farm, start growing these trees, and start getting more of the ingredients that they were going to need. Well, you're working with natural things. Every time you work with something natural, it's not like going into a factory and making more whatever it is you're going to make. We can't do that because this is a natural product and it's something that has to grow. You've got to wait on God in order for this to grow and in order for this to come about. So when things go out of stock, it's not because, oh, they weren't paying attention and, oh my goodness, they just didn't think about the demand. No, they have to wait on things to grow. You have to, and if something goes awry with that particular batch, they throw it out. If it does not have all the properties that it's supposed to have for that particular oil and for that particular thing, or if something has slid in there and it's not completely pure like it needs to be, they throw it out. So they may sell it to some other cheap company or whatever that don't care, but they do not keep that particular batch. They make sure that everything meets the standards. So if something goes out of stock, just know that it's them paying attention and wanting to take care of you and your family. It's not about just randomly not paying attention in general. It is them really trying to do the very best for you as an individual. So as those things go out of stock, there is always something that can replace that particular thing. So if you say you need something for heartburn, there's like gazillions of different things. You can use peppermint, you can use ginger, you can use digest, you can use phenol. There's a ton of different things. So if one of those things are out of stock, there's tons of other things. That's why it's highly important that you have your own book. I don't have a pocket reference sitting here, but this is a desk reference. This one's huge. This is really big, but there's a smaller version of this, kind of like this big, like a 4x6 kind of size or something. It's got like 400 pages. It's huge. I mean, it's a good size too. It's like that thick. It's got everything in it. But then there's also I was trying to find it, but I cannot find it at the moment. Another book. Anyway. Then I also have these. These are little minis. This is a doctor's guide. This is Dr. Ollie. And he has 12 months of ER orders, kind of like the direction that he started, as he began to get started, what direction would he send you in to get you started on ER and monthly orders and swapping things out easily. And so this is a great guide to get started. And if you have not been on ER or you're just kind of starting out on ER, this is a great guide. So let me know if you would like one of these. I'll give you one of those too. But Fearless is all about getting you started from the starter kit, day you get your kit, working your way through. Now, as we get into this week, we're going to begin to like take little pieces, little pieces apart, and we're going to really delve into different ways to start setting things apart. I just wanted to give y'all a good foundation of why we want to make sure that we are swapping things out and we are getting good things into our home. Because when we first started this, our immune systems were absolutely horrendous. Like, we had no immune system at all. And really, I feel like it was from all the things that we were using every day. All the chemicals we had in our home. I mean, I used candles constantly. Candles are very toxic. That is the same equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. So your little kids are smelling those candles all day when you light those and they're at home. Or sticking the little plug-ins into the wall, you know, especially like if they go to school and, you know, they want everything to smell better than a school smells, and so they'll plug something in, plug something up, or in the house you plug it up. Those are horrendous. It's probably one of the most toxic things that's in our homes. So we have to really be aware of what we're putting into our bodies every single day. So that's what this week is all about. How to make those simple swaps and get your family into a good direction and headed in the right direction. So we're going to be talking more about that. But whoever does this, I'm putting a link for, and I may have already put it out there, I don't know, but I'll put it again, a link for the Fearless Challenge. It's a calendar, and it's a 30-day calendar, and you go through and you do all 10 challenges, and you mark off as you're doing the challenges, and at the very end it says, you know, sign up on Essential Rewards. In your first month that you sign up for Essential Rewards, you will be able to get a $15 credit on your account for signing up on ER. So let me know if you want the little book. If you don't have the the Fearless book yet, let me know and I'll send that to you, and then you can work through the Fearless challenges, because it's very, very easy, and it really helps you to get out of that comfort zone and help you to start using your oils more. If you are a veteran, that you've been around for a while but you haven't been using your oils like you need to, and you're not on Essential Rewards yet, this will help you to move in that direction, to help you to build those building blocks, and help you not, you know, to kind of get over some of the nervousness. Why are you not using your oils like you should? A lot of times people just, you know, they're so afraid to use them because they don't want to run out. But I'm telling you, you've got to keep your your immune system up. You've got to keep it built up. And the only way to do that is to use your oil every single day. And it really doesn't matter which oil you use. Thieves is the best of, you know, for an immune booster. But any of them are good, because they 2/3 of them have anti something another in them that's going to help with something. So it's not going to really matter. The more you use them, the better you will be, and your immune system will be able to build, and then you're not as likely to get sick. The more you're keeping that going every morning, every night, just to keep that flow, and it will go much, much better for you. And so I will put that challenge on there, and we will be good to go. So tomorrow we're going to dive more into the book. I wanted to get a good foundation of why we do this. Why are we oiling in general at all? Because we want to protect our families. We have a choice to make every single day, and we've got to make the choice to protect our families and then teach our kids that there is a better way, that there's a better way to do our health. We don't have to do the same. I mean, we spent years just going to the doctor because I didn't know any different. I didn't know what else to do. So I just went to the doctor. Doctor will have to fix whatever. But now I've taken that control into our hands. Yes, we still go to the doctor. I'm not throwing that out the window because we do something different. We still go to the doctor. There is that moment that you have to do that. But used to, it was just almost a crutch because I didn't really have any other choice. I didn't know that I could do anything different. Now I know there's a difference. So we do what we can every single day. Yes, those little germs, there's sometimes those little things are going to happen, and they're going to get in there, and they're going to cause havoc of some sort. But the more consistent you are, the less likely you are to have to just randomly run off to the doctor, because you're going to pay for your health at some point. You can pay for it now, you can pay for it later. So take the responsibility now. Go ahead and make some of those changes that you can make and that you know you can change, and then we'll move forward and we can do that together, because it's so much fun doing it together. So much more fun. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know. If you need any help of any kind, please let me know. If you have some issues that you would like to work on and would like some help kind of setting up a plan and getting some things going in action, then let me know that as well, because that is where it's really going to make a difference and you're going to see a change. So I can help you set that up and get you moving in a good direction and get a 3 to 4 month plan moving in the direction you need to go. So I love y'all, and I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.